We are proud to be ranked #1 in the nation in student social mobility. But it's not the rankings that drive us, it's student success. We work to help students prepare for careers, transcend barriers, and unlock their potential for lifelong success. Higher education is one of the most important drivers of a person's upward mobility. And as a national leader in social mobility, we will continue to empower students to be tomorrow's changemakers. Because it's about the power of us, the power of you. It's about the power of CSUSM.
We acknowledge that the land on which we gather here is the traditional territory of the Luiseño Payaculichan people. Today, the meeting place of CSUSM and its surrounding areas is still home to the 6 federally recognized bands of the La Jolla, Hala, Alma Pachanga, Rincon, Saboba, Luiseño Payaculichan people. It is also important to acknowledge that this land remains a shared space among the Cupeño, Kumeyaay, and Ipai peoples. CSUSM has long-standing mutual beneficial relationships with the local tribal communities in San Diego, which has 18 federally recognized reservations, home to more than any county in the United States. I hope that you can take this opportunity to learn more about the local Indigenous people from the region during your time here. Welcome to CSUSM.
Good morning. There's plenty of seats up front, but it's great to see all the energy here in the room. Go ahead and have a seat if you can. Again, anyone who's standing in the back, please come on and find your seat. Well, good morning and welcome to our 2024 Convocation, marking the beginning of the new academic year. And a special welcome to our new faculty and staff who are participating in their very first CSUSM Convocation. I'm Dr. Carl Chemnitz, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, and I'm delighted to celebrate in person with so many of you, and I also extend a warm welcome to all of you joining us on the live stream. I hope you had an opportunity to see the pre-event slideshow that recognizes some special members of our university community. If you didn't get a chance to see it, it will be available for viewing by visiting the Office of the President's website. I also want to extend my congratulations to those faculty who are in promotion and/or tenure for fall 2024. We'd like to acknowledge them now in this slideshow. Cue slideshow. Let's give another round of applause for all of them. My congratulations as well to those faculty whose hard work and dedication led to their tenure and promotion for this fall. Now, I'd like to ask everyone to take a moment to remember those we have lost over the past year. We will honor their memories with a brief video. Thank you. The beginning of every academic year brings so much excitement and optimism for me. And the reason for that is because I know how special CSUSM's faculty, staff, and students are, and the vital role each member of our campus community plays in our success. Two of those people are Dr. Allison Shear-Cohen, who is speaking on behalf of the Academic Senate, and the president of Associated Students Incorporated, Octavio Martinez. I invite you to watch brief video messages from each of them about the new year.
Hello, Cougar family. It is an honor to be among the first to welcome you into the 24-25 academic year. My name is Octavio Martinez, and I am the president and CEO of Associated Students Incorporated of CSUSM, also known as ASI here on campus. ASI serves as the official voice of all CSUSM students, and our mission is to serve, engage, and empower all of our students. Allow me to share a couple of highlights from the past year and what ASI is excited to work on this academic year with you all. Last academic year, we had a total of 24,276 unique visits and a total of 4,172 unique visitors at the Cougar Pantry, with a total of 45,815 pounds of food rescued from our retail partners at Albertsons, Costco, and Sprouts. We were also able to serve students by operating and having the Cougar Pantry open once a week this summer and served around 70 to 100 students a day on average. We were also able to award a total of $113,028 to students through our three financial services: the Student Emergency Fund, the ASI Leadership Fund, and the Sustainability Projects Fund. Shout out to the Cougar Care Network for their dedication to supporting our students throughout times of need and through our emergency fund. After a discussion held at ASI Advocacy Committee, the Student Culinary Council was created in collaboration with CSUSM Corporation to hear student feedback on campus dining. This council will continue to meet throughout the academic year in hopes of improving dining on campus for students. ASI engaged students in many ways throughout our social media, signage across campus, food trucks, and our many events. Our media and communication team went wild last year and created a total of 40 A-frame graphics to promote various events and posted a total of 597 posts, ranging from reels, stories, and feed posts. On Saturday, April 13th, our ASI Campus Activities Board held their biggest event with a total of 1,083 attendees at Festival 78, our annual festival, where the main artist, The Driver Era, performed, opened by Snake Hips, and the student opener, Joy Walk. At the end of the academic year, the resolution to empower Black student success, led by Sage Gideon and Justin Cadiz, was passed by the ASI Board of Directors, and we are dedicated to continuing to implement this resolution for this academic year and for years to come. Serving, engaging, and empowering our thousands of students is always going to be a challenge, but ASI has historically not shied away from challenges, as we understand and are committed to facing the struggles associated with being students as students ourselves. and we will continue to advocate for the needs, goals, and the voice of our students to be heard. This academic year, ASI's overarching goals are to support student success, foster transparency and inclusivity, and build campus pride. ASI will encourage student goals by highlighting academic and basic needs resources to assist student progress. ASI will promote advocacy for students by sharing campus information and resources to encourage student participation in shared governance. And lastly, ASI will work to increase student involvement to build a strong legacy at Cal State San Marcos. We have a long and tough year ahead, but I'm looking forward to the great year we will create together at CSUSM. I truly thank all of you for your dedication to student success in your respected areas as faculty and staff, and know we will create impactful change. I extend my hand to any students you know that might be interested in making an impact here at CSUSM. Please share our important resources like the ASI Cougar Pantry and our Student Emergency Fund with your students. I wish you all an extraordinary year. Thank you, and go Cougars.
Good morning. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the start of the 24-25 academic year. First and foremost, I want to express my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you for your tireless dedication to the mission and vision of CSUSM and to our students. Your leadership, service, teaching, and research are essential driving forces of our university. We at CSUSM are fortunate to have such talented and committed administrators, faculty, and staff, including coaches, advisors, and counselors. As we embark on this new academic year, I want to take a moment to reflect on the progress we made and the challenges we overcame in previous academic years. Despite the difficulties of the past few years, we have continued to advance our strategic goals, set short-term and long-term priorities, and enhance our reputation as a university of choice in the region and in the CSU system. This is a testament to your hard work, dedication, persistence, and resilience. Looking ahead, we have a number of exciting initiatives and opportunities, from expanding our program offerings to enhancing student success and support services, and fostering a diverse and inclusive campus climate. This work will require us to share our expertise and collaborate with one another. I encourage everyone to get involved in the shared governance of our university and to lend your time and perspectives to the important discussions and decisions that lie ahead. Your input is invaluable as we navigate the changing landscape of higher education and envision the future of CSUSM. Senate welcomes your feedback as we work together to advance our university. Once again, thank you for all you do for CSUSM and to your commitment to our students. Let's make this the best academic year yet.
Not long after I arrived at Cal State San Marcos, I had the privilege of sitting in the Cougar Blue chair and sharing what being at CSUSM means to me. I'm excited that this feature has returned as part of Convocation, and I know you're going to enjoy getting to know some of your colleagues a little better while watching the next video.
My name is Murad Shah.
I'm Deanne Ellison.
I am Yuji Lee.
My name is Natasha Cesar Davis.
My name is Zach Bunchef.
I'm Sire Hubroy.
My name is William Lua.
Ooh, I'm a coffee person.
I prefer both, actually.
Coffee, 100%.
You know, I shouldn't drink coffee, but the taste always gets me.
Tea.
A little bit of both.
I personally prefer tea. I've never had coffee in my life.
Dogs, for sure.
Both? Probably more dog side.
I'm a dog person.
Equal, but I have a dog, so for Coco, I'm a dog person.
I'm just allergic to cats, so I would say dog.
So right now I have children, so I feel like, you know, I can't keep adding things to my repertoire.
Dogs.
Oh, I'm an extrovert. I'm pretty out there on the extrovert spectrum.
Extrovert.
I'm a severe introvert.
A little bit of both.
I am an extrovert.
I think I'm closer to an introvert.
I've been told introvert.
100%.
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
No.
Unfortunately, yes for me.
Pineapple does not belong on pizza.
Absolutely not.
I love pineapple wherever they are, so I would say yes to pineapple pizza.
Sunrise. Yes.
Sunset.
Sunset, but I usually walk around sunrise.
Sunset.
Sunrise.
Sunset.
They both make a great impression on me.
Oof, it's a tough one. Probably say sweet.
Sweet, all the way.
Sweet.
Salty.
Salty, for sure.
Sweet. I got a really bad sweet tooth.
Salty.
Biggest highlight for me is just being able to be on the other side as an alum and having a direct impact in our students and our student athletes' lives and their experiences here.
Definitely feeling the support of the community. It's been a year since I started my job here. People would just stop by my office to ask what I need, and they would offer help or advice, and I felt like I was already a part of this community, and that was really heartwarming.
Being able to work with updated technology.
The power of CSUSM really is the power of us. We all have our strengths and talents that we bring to the table, and this all wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for each and every individual.
To me, that would mean giving opportunities to first generation and leading more families and groups in San Diego, San Marcos.
I think that it has to do with generational understanding of the power of an education.
CSUSM does a really good job setting up the environment where we as educators can best empower our students.
It has been close to 3 months of me being here at CSUSM, and I really have to say I have enjoyed every single moment.
I was drawn to CSUSM initially because of the potential and the positivity that I found here. We're building for the future here.
It's the people is what makes CSUSM go. The fact that the work that I put in every day goes into making people's lives better, goes into giving people opportunity and really the tools that they need to succeed in our region, in our country, and be the very best version of themselves.
Here we are serving underrepresented students. They are really hardworking, so I feel more useful when I work here, and it motivates me to do my best work.
I feel like for most people that work here, there's a reason why they keep coming back. It's for the students, it's for the care that they have for one another, and it's just been a magical community to join.
Now, it is my honor to introduce the person who has provided the guidance and leadership to ensure that CSUSM remains positioned for continued growth and success. I have the privilege of seeing firsthand her focus on student success and student social mobility, and know how deeply she cares about being part of the solution to creating pathways for students to achieve their dreams. Please join me in welcoming Cal State San Marcos President, Dr. Ellen Neufeld.
Well, good morning. You know, if anybody wants to come sit up here that's standing on these first 2 rows, I promise not to call you out. I'm going to call people out in the back row. So if you want to come sit on the front rows and you don't want to stand, I want to invite you up here. Isn't that always funny how this works? Yes. So I appreciate all of you right here in the front row. And you got close over here, so you're my team. But I appreciate, I want to thank our provost, who is a great partner in student success and cares so deeply. So thank you, Carl, for opening us this morning and for all you do for the university. And thank you to some of my new second row people. I won't call out names or embarrass. But I also want to take note of the videos from both Octavio and Allison. You know, when I saw them describe the year, and true confession, I asked to see them last night so I could get in mind, they really echoed each other in so many ways. That passionate leadership, caring about our campus, and saying, you know, this is not going to be easy, but it is so amazing and rewarding, and look at all that we have accomplished. Personally, I am so grateful to Allison for her years of Senate leadership and really picking up this at the last minute to take on one more burst of leadership for our, not one more, I think she's got many more years to go, but one big burst of leadership to lead unexpectedly be the lead for the Senate, and done such a great job. And I want to thank Octavio and the leadership of ASI, because they're sitting here in the room today and came to support our university. And I think there's probably lots of things you could be doing at 10:15 in the morning, but I'm so grateful you're here. Yep. So I got up this morning and I put on the suit that I wore on my very first day here at CSUSM a little over 5 years ago. I know some of you are like, it seems like so much longer, and others may be thinking, whoop, that flew by. I was amazed myself at the thought of it. I sometimes still feel like I'm about 4 minutes old here, and some of the things we've walked through together makes me feel about 100. But the thing that I'm always reminded of is that we walked through them together, and this is my 6th convocation, and that really means a lot. I'm going to digress a moment, and you know, I just want to holler James. James doesn't officially work at the university, but he does work with the teleprompter, and I feel like this poor man probably deserves a stiff drink at the end of every convocation he does with me, because we are so not on script at all again. That's the consistent thing you can always know when you come. You never know. So for me this morning, when I got up and I had, you know, going to wear that first day suit, it was special to me and all those things. All of a sudden this morning, in a very inopportune time, I had no hot water in my house. I know, really, thank you. And I understand that is not the end of the world, but in the moment, I can't say I was feeling that altruistic about that this was not really a big problem. I was feeling, there were some words I will not say, whether they're on the script or not, about the moment. And the one thing that, though, in stepping back from it, that I was reminded of is, as I finally was warm again and felt like I could move on with life, that this was going to be a great day, and it was not going to be a perfect day. And it's going to be a great year. It's not going to be a perfect year. And I heard that in the videos that Allison and Octavio said. And I think for me, that was so symbolic. Not that I would have wished for a cold shower ever, but it was so symbolic of what we're about to do. I'm going to talk to you today about some things that are really amazing that we've accomplished, and I'm going to talk to you about some things that are difficult. And the speech is going to go on too long, and you're going to be patient and can gossip about it later. But this is who we are, and we're going to walk through this greatness, this imperfect greatness together. But I have absolutely digressed here, and I am wondering, though, I saw some of our new faculty that I met at new faculty orientation and new staff that I've just recently met, and I met some of you here for the first time. So do we have new folks that would want to stand and be recognized? Woo! I am so excited to welcome you to this beautifully wonderful, imperfect community. And that's just the truth, right? What is perfection? That's well overrated and not possible. That strives for something so powerful in our mission of who we are. Now, I was really touched by the blue chair and, you know, really hearing what it meant to everyone about what the power of us meant. You know, most of you hadn't worked here for very long, and you encapsulated you grabbed it and encapsulated the mission and vision of who we are. Just in that, in your heart and in your moment and in your own words, and probably without an orientation on it. I got a little jealous though, because I don't get to be in the blue chair, so I felt like I should get to answer at least one question from this. And the question that I, of course, chose to answer was, or actually might have been helped to answer, is, am I a cat or dog person? And let me be clear, I am a dog person, and that is all the way. Dogs, I am a dog person. Bailey was not offering sympathy about the hot water issue this morning, but he is off to daycare, and just like all of you that might have dropped off your child at school, I said, okay, Bailey, it's going to be a long day. I will see you at the end of it. So I am a dog person, and but seriously, well, we're probably not going to get very serious much of this speech, but I love the blue chair video because it comes through that you're a part of our mission and a part of who you are, and you never have to doubt if I'm a dog or cat person ever. Yeah, but really, it is such a special time. It's so special for me to see all of you, and we get to celebrate, and honor the past and celebrate the present, and we're going to look forward today to the future. When preparing for this speech, I was reflecting back on last year and everything we've accomplished. I can't possibly name it all, but I want to say this community, all of you, outdid yourselves. I'm going to give you just a summary. For the second straight year in a row, we surpassed $20 million in external grant awards. Yep. And we shattered fundraising records, achieving over $26 million. Yep, that's right. Now, for our wonderful athletics fans out here, Allison, our women's basketball team went all the way to the Final Four. And 12 out of 13 of our athletics team made it to postseason competition, all while maintaining a combined GPA of 3.31. We broke ground on a new 550-bed affordable housing project. Yes. And I'm going to move in today, and I guarantee you they need those beds. But we are one of only 8 universities in the state to receive this funding to help build that. And our year, most importantly, culminated in graduating more than 4,000 students, taking us over 67,000 alumni. Our collective achievements continue to grow. And you know what I cherish most is how all of our efforts are deeply tied to student success and social mobility. I'm sure many of you are thinking, or I'm guessing, where has the summer gone? Any of that on anybody's mind? Yeah, it's on mine too. And you know what really is a special annoyance, but you might not repeat this, especially not if you are my neighbors, is sometimes when I'm walking my dog, they'll say to me, do you work over the summer? Is the university closed? Does that ever happen to any of you? Like, do you work over the summer? I love my neighbors, though. They're very lovely people. And I hardly really know where to begin in sharing all the work that happens right here. For me in June, I really felt like my feet didn't touch the ground as I hit the road, including spending time in San Francisco with foundations that champion our university, like College Futures, who asked to meet with me to learn how they can partner in our mission to drive social mobility forward. This was really key and hopefully will garner many wonderful payoffs for our university. Just random, my phone's ringing, and so I'm gonna just, I accidentally answered it, but now I've cut the person off. I don't know, they'll think I hung up on them, but we'll get back to it later. Then it was off to Sacramento to join our system-wide Juneteenth Symposium, which I spent with many amazing CSUSM colleagues. From Sacramento, I could not have been more excited to rush back to campus to celebrate our second annual Blue and Silver fundraising dinner, which, by the way, ended up being a record-breaking event, raising over $1 million for social mobility and student success. So I thought maybe the summer would slow down after that. But no, because as I made my way around campus, I was reminded of all the great work all of you are doing. And I couldn't begin to share everything. But I am going to highlight a sampling. And I have to give a big shout out to our orientation team, led by Christiana Moen. We're going to clap for her or what? I saw firsthand how grateful families were for the resource fair, which was filled with so many caring staff, from ACE scholars to success coaching to housing and everyone, many of you in this room in between. I saw Jeremy Williamson greet a long line of families with housing questions and then go right onto the stage for a presentation, never stopping. I also went on my annual tour of the Summer Scholars Program, and I want to thank everybody that hosted me in their labs. I saw amazing work being done by Dr. Sergio Nienda Morales in his biology lab. He's looking at genomes in whales and possums. I said, how can you want to look at possums? But they love possums in that lab. I also visited Dr. Hanson Smith's mathematics research group, and they're advancing work in prime numbers and integers. And they showed me a lot of equations, and while I cannot explain any of them, I ran into Dr. Andre Kunjan. As I was telling him about it, he started to quiz me, and he asked me about prime numbers and how many there were, so I obviously failed the quiz, so I want to help you all know this. There are infinitely many prime numbers. That is the answer to that. I also got to visit Dr. Hamad Nademi's lab, and it's in engineering, where I got to see the work he and his colleagues are doing on an NSF-funded study of the AI-assisted control of wind farms to help stabilize the grid. I know, I thought so too. This partnership with electrical engineering and computer science, that's remarkable in the example of collaboration of innovation at work right here at CSUSM. I had the opportunity to share other wonderful things we are doing on campus when we got to host 20 new presidents right here from the American Association of State Colleges and Universities. And I was delighted to showcase some points of pride, including our cutting-edge undergraduate research, hands-on learning, innovation initiatives, and vibrant student life. It was an 8-stop tour which was a success thanks to the efforts of our faculty, staff, and students who graciously shared their knowledge and experiences at every stop. I must say my buttons were popping. One stop along the way was our speech-language pathology clinic. Yes, so glad you're here from Speech-Language Pathology, which provided services throughout the summer to over 250 clients, many of whom have complex disorders. And at another tour stop, the CSTEM Interim Associate Dean, Dr. Ali Ahmadenia, presented in Science Hall 2 just before we entered Dr. Justin Perrin's lab studying quantum physics. Okay, this is my second time in his lab, and still have no idea what they're doing. But I want to say that Dr. Perrin and his Physics Summer Scholars students made an incredible discovery. So I encourage you all to ask Dr. Perrin about this, and then I need you to explain it to me. But it is really fantastic. We also had other visitors on campus this summer. For example, 40 high school students attended our inaugural summit for Rep 4, which stands for Rapid Education Prototyping. You know, we're proud to be a founder of the national organization that's working to change education by centering students' voices, so mission-centered. And I'm thankful to summit organizers, Dr. Eric Ramirez, Maria Escobedo, and faculty members, Drs. Matthew Etherton from sociology, Jimmy Young from social work, and of course, Dr. J from chemistry, who introduced participants to design thinking. You know, we gathered fresh ideas from these students to improve equity and remove barriers to college, including ideas for a freshman buddy-like program and a TikTok-like app to build belongingness at CSUSM before students even arrive. You know, in addition to dreaming of ways to break down barriers to an undergraduate education, our faculty have been hard at work breaking down barriers to graduate education. Just a few weeks ago, we learned that 7 of the 52 people selected for the Chancellor's Doctoral Incentive Program are, yes! You knew what I was going to say before I said it. 7 of them are CSUSM graduates, which is a record for us. Yeah? I want to congratulate our faculty sponsors, which include Drs. Michelle Holling, Professor of Communication, Marisol Clark-Ibanez, Professor of Sociology, Aline Beckett, Associate Professor of Biological Sciences, Marissa Salinas, Assistant Professor of Sociology, Suzanne Moigno, Professor of Speech-Language Pathology, and Carlos Luna Lopez, Associate Professor of Bioengineering. Thank you. I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to Dr. Juan Santos, who is the director of the California Predoctoral Program, is also working to increase the pool of qualified faculty to teach the diverse students of the CSU. Thank you for your work, Dr. Santos. And of course, summer would not be complete without our annual Employee Appreciation Luncheon. Were any of you there? Yeah, I think I saw you there, yes. And lunch was great, I must say, but I appreciate even more having a chance to thank you all for your hard work, whether you're behind the scenes or out in front. One of the groups I saw was our payroll team, and I just really need to give them a shout out. They work day in and day out through many manual processes to make sure that we all get paid. I also saw Juliana Goodlaw Morris and Marissa Acosta help us make sustainable choices with our waste left over from the event, and I learned a lot about what goes where that I thought I already knew. So that was helpful. I'll do it from now on. I also just want to give a shout out and congratulations to the Climate Change Faculty Working Group and Juliana for leading the charge on establishing a new Climate Action and Sustainability Center right there going along with our strategic plan. Thank you. Now, where are our friends from the library today? Oh, good. Because, you know, if you hadn't been here, that would have been embarrassing. I don't know for you or me, but one of us. But I really appreciated having the opportunity to connect with you this summer. And we got to have a special learning opportunity and reception with the library. And one of the things I noted that it's been really busy since the launch of the Makery. Not that it's not busy all the time already, but led by Cody Garrettson and Char Booth, this unique addition to the university's innovation ecosystem has quickly jumped to serving over 1,500 students in its first 2 months of operation. As I was kind of saying before, with some very random cold water story in my house, you know, when I think about everything that I've shared and our future ahead, I know how bright it is. I can see it in everybody that I chatted with today on that video. But bluntly, and if you've come to these before, you know I'm always going to acknowledge our challenges as well. And you will remember that we have held multiple budget forums sharing information and updates as we've received them. And they've been constantly changing, and we've received many. Our budget is complex, and it has a lot of levers. And one of those levers is our enrollment. And our growth in enrollment has helped us stave off catastrophic cuts. And that growth has been rewarded financially from the CSU, which is what has helped us stave off those catastrophic cuts. At the same time, we just received the final budget news. And the governor has outlined a multi-year plan, including an anticipated 8% cut to our budget next year. That's for the 25-26 year. I know how to bring down a party, but I'll never hide important information. I do have to say, I'm really appreciative because so many came together in the spring, and we did already set aside, or decide to set aside, $5 million toward this year's budget. I didn't really know at the time how important that would be, because that will really help us prepare for the horizon of that 8% cut that is planned for next year. And really, all of this is going to take all of us to plan and pivot with the ever-changing state budget information. You know, I do especially want to thank Vice President Leon Wyden and his team for keeping the campus community informed along the way. And the next budget forum is September 10th at U Hour, and I very much encourage everyone to attend. But if you can't, as a reminder, all our budget forums are available on the Budget Office website. So if you missed one in the spring, you can catch up, and if you can't come on the 10th, you can watch it later. I have worked in higher ed a long time, as I know many of you have, and so let me be real. I'd be disingenuous if I didn't say that these budget challenges concern me. And hearing the difficult news, it gives me pause. I'm guessing it gives you pause. It's kind of like I just poured cold water on the moment. That's going to be the theme, isn't it? The thing is, I know without a doubt that we will find a way forward. And I want to be really clear about my budget priorities, and they have not changed since I first arrived. We will always continue to prioritize our people, and that includes student success, innovation, and long-term sustainability. If you don't remember anything else today, well, there's lots of things I'd like you to remember, but remember that. You know, when I think about the beginning of fall semester, it reminds us of what we do and why we do it. We've seen it so much here today. And in a few short days, we will welcome back our returning students along with nearly 5,000 transfer and first-year students. What you have done is bringing us to the tune of nearly 17,000 students total, and we will have our highest enrollment ever this year. So I'm going to draw a contrast to that. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about how on college campuses nationally, we are witnessing ongoing points of tension. People care and are passionate, and that can manifest in many different ways. And we've seen it manifest here on our campus. You know, at the same time, we know that higher education is a marketplace of learning and ideas. And one of the central tenets of this nation, and most especially college campuses, is our right to engage in freedom of expression. And this happens through time, place, and manner policies on college campuses, including the CSU. And there will be an update coming from the CSU on a system time, place, and manner policy tomorrow. I want to say, I personally believe strongly in the principles of free speech. I work in higher ed, and so like many of you, it's probably part of who you are. But I also want to say that I struggle with how it can sometimes feel like an attack and infringe on feelings of safety and belongingness. And we will, and we must, protect the right to free speech. But we must also continue to care about everyone in our campus community. And I couldn't be more real here when I say how hard this is. It's hard for me. It's hard for all of us to think about these two competing values of our campus. But here's the one thing I do know is we are going to walk through this, and we will walk this imperfect walk together, keeping our values at the forefront. You can know this. You have my commitment that we will take steps to ensure that this is a campus for all. I don't promise you perfection, but I promise you my commitment. And this fall, we will launch a new pathway for faculty, staff, and students to seek resolution for events of bias and other unprofessional conduct. We will also have professional development opportunities on the subject of free speech. And through it all, it's important to remember that we have resources available for anyone struggling with global and local conflicts, including our Office of Inclusive Excellence and our Dean of Students Office. I am in no way trying to say anything is that simple, but as we live our values on our campus, I know each of you join me in a call for engaging with empathy, seeking understanding, and contributing to a peaceful and constructive dialogue. It heartens me to see how people on our campus come together in challenging times to find places for difficult conversations or to support one another in a time of need. This truly is a reflection of all the things we saw in the video, of all the things I see each day, of our university's uncompromising commitment to inclusivity. I'm so far off script, who knows where it is. But I just want to reemphasize from the bottom of my heart, none of this is simple and none of this is easy, and I'm not always going to get it right. So I'm going to tell you that I will not stop working, and I know none of you will stop working to do our very best for each and every person. And we won't always see that in the same way. So I want you to know where my heart is and where my values are. And again, I'm going to repeat, I will stand for free speech. And I will also work very hard to make sure that when there are times when that free speech feels targeted or anything feels targeted to another individual, we're going to keep working to make sure that we care for each other and that everybody's included. And I would be disingenuous if I said I had all the answers. But I'm appreciative of the work we've done and the work that we're going to do. James is really hoping I go back to the teleprompter. But I wanted to look right at you. And while I do make a lot of jokes in the speech, I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and I want you to know that. And I'm appreciative to all the work that everybody has done. You know, when I think about Dr. Oswald Allen, who's our Chief Diversity Officer, I can see firsthand the care that he and so many others in his office have, an Office of Inclusive Excellence. And so many of you on campus, and you've helped illuminate a path for our campus, elevating inclusive excellence and embedding it in our institutional and unit strategic plans. It's always important to acknowledge that we have more mountains to climb. The work will never be done, but we always have to and must strive for inclusive excellence. You know, I want to talk about some recent progress in those areas. And bluntly, as I talk about that, by talking about progress and acknowledging the work you've done, I don't ever say that we've reached the highest peak. But there is good progress that you and your colleagues have done, and I do want to shine a spotlight on that. And when I look at some of the recent progress in our efforts to address inequities, include our participation in 2 new system-level initiatives, the Black Student Success Initiative and the Asian American Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander Student Achievement Program. An early example of our work under these funded initiatives is the Ojama Achievement Program, which established a community of Black students dedicated to academic excellence, leadership development, professional advancement, and community engagement. I want to thank Chanel Watkins, who recently left us for UCSD. She grew this invaluable program, and I was so grateful to the conversation we had before she left and the care and love she put into it. And I also want to thank Dr. Gail Colivant and our new Director of Student Inclusion Engagement. I told Daniel his name was in here, Daniel Gonzalez, for continuing to lead this important work. Yay! We also hosted an inaugural APITA Summer Residential Academy with 34 incoming first-time freshmen to build their sense of community and belonging. I want to thank Doctors Teresa Suarez and Madeline Lee and the countless staff involved in making this effort a reality. And for our Native students, Dr. Patricia Prada Olmos and Mujami Franco Rosales, CSUSM's tribal liaison, are leading the work to expand the Alliance guaranteed admission to several new tribal nations, ensuring a path to secondary education for more American Indians. I owe a debt of gratitude to all of you who have been working over the years to make CSUSM truly Hispanic serving. And we recently learned that we're a finalist for the Seal of Excellencia, a designation awarded to institutions that meet rigorous standards in supporting Latinx student success. And this 18-month process, thank you to all that were involved, was truly a collective effort led by an action team and supported by over 40 campus partners. Thank you. I also want to share and recognize the amazing work of education professor Dr. Rebecca Brooks. Yes? Yay, Rebecca! You don't even know what I'm thanking her for yet, but I'm glad we're excited. This fall, she will welcome the second cohort of the Aspiring Scholars Program, an initiative for students with intellectual disabilities who are not pursuing a degree but are seeking an inclusive college experience. What a great step forward. And today marks the start of move-in for our campus housing, and it's always a special moment. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to change shoes first, but I'm going to go out there later today. Some of our students will be moving into our gender-inclusive and LGBTQ plus housing communities. Yeah. One thing that's so great about this is it started as a pilot, and now it has grown exponentially, and we're so glad more students choose to call them home. I can't name all of the inclusion efforts underway. They are in every facet and corner of our campus, but I want you to know that we will continue to work to ensure all members of our community feel valued and respected. That is important to me and important to all of us. Organizations across the country have taken notice of our inclusive excellence work. And we were one of just 10 universities nationwide to receive a $100,000 prize from the National Institutes of Health for fostering inclusion and accessibility within research environments. Something about this that's really special is of the 10 winners, CSUSM is one of only 3 that has a documented mission to serve historically underrepresented populations in biomedical and behavioral research. Pretty exciting. I want to thank Drs. Denise Garcia and Richard Armenta for their inspiring work in CTRE, the Center for Teaching, Research, and Educational Excellence. And from Insight into Diversity magazine, we have received 3 recent awards. For the 10th year in a row, we were awarded the Higher Education Excellence and Diversity Award. The library was recognized for its access and diversity efforts, and our Alumni Association was recognized for the development of programs, culture, and initiatives that encourage and support a sense of belonging for all graduates. These recognitions speak to the values that guide us and the role each of us has played in making this university the very best it can be. It is also signs of the collective work and progress being done on our strategic plan. And speaking of our strategic plan, I'm excited to tell you about some other areas of progress. So now I'm going to go into the future. If some of you thought, gosh, I'm getting a little tired, I might want to leave, just note that I'll look up and notice who it is. I'm just teasing you. I just needed a little break there. All right, but let me tell you about those areas of progress, including expanding research and grant activities, launching our new long-range academic master plan, starting our very first strategic enrollment plan, and preparing for the largest fundraising campaign in the university's history. Now, in the area of research, let's think of the pride that we have there on this groundbreaking work, and most especially the benefits it brings to our community and the opportunity for hands-on learning. A great example of this is the National Latino Research Center, led by Dr. Kanani Martinez. They were awarded a grant from the Federal Minority Research Grant Program. With community partners, Bridges to Health, the funding will support the development of an innovative service to educate low-income students and their families about health-related resources. And Congressman Mike Levin and U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra recently highlighted the importance of this grant in our region. Dr. Vasilis Delakis worked with recent business marketing graduate Natalie Ludwig on research about the sounds in TikTok video, how sounds in TikTok videos can impact shopping behavior. Now, See, I want to just pause here because I have now said TikTok twice in this speech today. I'm feeling kind of trendy and a little bit younger. I hope that you will agree with me on that. Dr. Kim Pulvers and psychology master's student Jessica Araya are working together to conduct important research on using cannabis to cope with negative experiences as part of their effort to understand and decrease cannabis use in diverse communities. Great. Dr. Dennis Kolosov and Jocelyn Dates, who I just might add, Dennis is, if I might call him that, he's one of the most positive people. His lab got flooded, and yesterday he told me how amazing it was at how fast it was put back together, how everyone came together from facilities, custodial, and across the way to pull that lab back together. He didn't say, the water turned cold, the day sucks. Oh, you're not supposed to say sucks. He said, I can't believe how fast we came together and all the people that helped me. That really, that was a conversation I had with him yesterday. But Jocelyn Dates, by the way, since I'm back on script, she's a recent biology's master's graduate, and she's the recipient of the President's Outstanding Graduate Award, and they are examining the kidney function of caterpillars. Yes, the big thing I can tell you about there, it's very different from the human kidney function. That's all I've got, so I also think you should go talk to them about that. And Dr. Shelley Sledge is addressing persistent achievement gaps. Her strength-based research is amplifying the voices of Black CSU students to identify opportunities for racial equity and systemic change. These efforts are a critical part of our inclusive vision for student success. And I could really go on, because across every department and discipline, there is powerful research happening everywhere. And to complement that work and our innovations in research, we're also trailblazing in our academic programs. And the newly established Long-Range Academic Master Plan, also known as LAMP, lays out cutting-edge programs that will both meet the priority workforce needs of the region and provide access to underserved and non-traditional learners, including adults and veterans. And I have a big thank you to Drs. Mary Olang-Sise and Rika Yoshi and the entire LAMP task force for all your work in creating this amazing academic roadmap. Right here at CSUSM, it's our overarching aim to create seamless pathways for our students to first career or graduate school, and LAMP paves the way forward to achieving this objective. A great example of what we can do is our new 3-year accelerated bachelor's degree to address our region's significant mental and behavioral health workforce needs. Now, to make this happen, the university received a transformative $10 million grant from the Price Philanthropies Foundation. Yeah. And this program really epitomizes the ingenuity of LAMP, integrating dual enrollment, professional certificates, and enhanced career preparation. And in addition, immersive hands-on experiences are also a hallmark of this new pathway degree program through internships, simulations, and real-world projects. And I'm very thankful to our Vice President Berger, Dean Jennifer Ostergren, Doctors Christina Hullub, Rafael Hernandez, and Jeff Nessler, and so many others, too many to name, that all came together across the campus to make this a reality. It really is the power of us. LAMP also includes programs that literally meet students where they are. For instance, Extended Learning Dean Godfrey Gibbison is working with our faculty to take cybersecurity degree programs to military and military-affiliated students on the Camp Pendleton Marine Base. LAMP, yeah? LAMP also includes plans to expand degree program offerings in other areas of our service region. And just last month, CSUSM's Temecula campus received $5.5 million from Riverside County to expand programming in early childhood education, business hospitality, nursing, and software engineering to respond to the local economy's demand for skilled workers. And as we build out LAMP, we will need spaces and places right here on campus to offer cutting-edge programs. And we continue to push forward in our quest to bring the Integrated Science and Engineering building to fruition, which remains the #1 academic building on the CSU's priority capital project list. And we're not giving up. And we are also working to raise private and government support. And just one area where we've raised support, Congressman Peters came through with a $1.8 million earmark to equip the facility from the federal government. So when we think about this building, once completed, it will enable, obviously, our science and engineering programs to expand enrollment. But it's going to provide much needed elbow room for other programs that need to expand enrollment or have different places and spaces as well. You know, at the November Board of Trustees meeting, see, I don't see the slides, so I have no idea what is happening behind me. But I do want you to know one more thing about this building. We're presenting the design schematics in November at the November board meeting. Tune in. Although the Integrated Science and Engineering building will positively impact our ability to enroll and serve our students, it represents just one aspect of the broader challenges. Regional schools like ours, well, nobody's as great as us, right? But regional schools similar to ours, including many in the CSU, are facing significant headwinds with declining enrollment. And during COVID, our enrollment dipped, as well as retention and graduation rates. But as I mentioned earlier, I'm excited that we have rebounded in both enrollment and year-to-year retention of our freshman class. We have got to sustain this positive trajectory and live the mission of our strategic plan. And that's why the new strategic enrollment plan will be so important as we move ahead with that. It's led by Provost Chemnitz and VP Diaz with a cross-divisional teams of over 60 faculty and staff. They have crafted a blueprint for our campus recruitment and retention-related efforts. This plan, which ties seamlessly to LAMP, is critical for thriving in a new national environment around enrollment. This roadmap for our future not only focuses on the outreach and recruitment of traditional undergraduate students, but also includes intentional efforts for graduate, international, non-traditional, and online students. It integrates efforts across the Cougar life cycle to support first-year and transfer student success all the way to graduation and beyond. And so we're going to keep pushing on this. And I think of it as a moral imperative to create more pathways to social mobility. That's why I'm very excited to share that a few months ago, we expanded the Alliance yet again with a new guaranteed admissions agreement for graduates from the San Diego Unified School District, the largest school district in San Diego County. And I'm grateful for the work being done at the transfer level. The Community College CSU Transfer Collaborative, led by Dean Dawn Formo, received over $1 million in grants from the College Futures Foundation to develop a national model for transfer success. You know, efforts like, yes. Efforts like these will be very important in our mission of student success and our vision of social mobility. And I have one more area to talk to you about, so take a deep breath and stay with me. Because opening doors to students and lifting them up in their educational journey wouldn't be possible without the generous support of our donors. And you know, I just mentioned that we hit $26.6 million last year, more than doubling the previous year's record for fundraising. I have to give congratulations and a huge thanks to our entire university advancement team, our CSUSM Foundation Board, but really all of you that lent your hand in this fundraising effort. This is an incredible achievement despite declines in giving across the nation. Bluntly, we are bucking trends in enrollment, in student success, in giving to the university. Sometimes for me, in the day, it can be hard to see all the greatness that's happening for what the difficult moment is right in front of me, I just have to remind myself, obviously off script again, to look up, because it is amazing what you have done. And it shows the strength of our community and the meaningful relationships that have been built, cultivated and stewarded by campus leaders, faculty, and so many others. Our most shining example of such partnership and support came last spring when we received 2 philanthropic donations totaling over $20 million, the largest gifts in our history. Now, I already mentioned the $10 million from Price Philanthropies to support our new 3-year behavioral health initiative. Along with that gift, Dr. Dan Epstein and his wife Phyllis contributed $10 million in a unique dollar-for-dollar matching gift that allowed CSUSM donors to double their impact across our campus. And investments stemming from this gift are having direct and positive impact on funding to support the people, places, and programs that are the focus of who we are. You know, plans for CSUSM's largest campaign are underway, and I look forward to celebrating that kickoff with you in the future. But as we stand, or many of you are sitting, which is fine, ready for the new academic year, you know, I want you to carry forward the momentum that we have built together, because that really, truly is the power of us. We are more than a university. We are that beacon of hope, that catalyst for change, and a community that lifts each other up. Our commitment to student success and social mobility is unwavering, and it is this commitment that will guide us as we navigate the future. Our mission is clear, our values are strong, and our vision is bold. And I thank you all for all you do. Now let's have the best year yet.